Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, class swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. You guys had an incredible weekend. Type a quick one if you guys like the Super Bowl. Type a quick two if you didn't like it. Type a quick three if you didn't even care and didn't even watch. Didn't even like the Usher performance in the middle. You just hated everything. Indifferent. We got some ones. Yeah, the OT was fun. I like the OT. Otherwise, I was like, I don't know, the game was kind of whatever. It wasn't like the beginning was real slow. I was like, all right, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it was something to do, and I think that's fun. I think that's fun. Plus, I know, if my team gets in it, I think I'd be a little bit more more excited. But it is what it is. Yeah, Lucian's like 1.5. Andrew's like 3. Yeah, that OT, the OT was, that was fun, I guess. But oh, good. We got you guys piling into the room. We got Alan in the house. Good morning to you. We got Albert. We got Andrew. We got Bill. We got Carolyn. Good morning to you. Cindy, Greg, Jay, Linder's in the house. Good morning to Joseph Ford. We got JT, Kevin Stone's up in the house. We got Lauren. Good morning to Lucian. Louise, good morning to you. We got Marius. We got Miguel, Micus. We got Paul, Peter, Rick, Tino, Wali's in the house. Whew. Cindy says, gotta love KC. I don't hate KC. I can't hate KC. All my people out YouTube land, good morning to all you guys. We got Daniel in the house. All my lurkers, make sure you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button, and do what all the YouTube people do. We got Liza on YouTube. Good morning to you. Whew. All right, let's see where this market wants to open. We got SPY down a little bit. I mean, if you want to call it that. We're down 14 cents from the Friday close. Friday close was pretty phenomenally bullish. We got a little tiny wick, but we did hit all-time highs on S&P. We hit the 5,000 mark on S&P, so pretty historic there on Friday. And we're just kind of hanging out in that range, so nothing really too crazy yet. I'm looking for support on SPY. I mean, yes. Are we? Are we overextended? Yeah, we've been probably overextended. Are we most likely going to get a pullback at some point? Yes. You also notice how I kept that very vague as to when that pullback is going to happen because I have no clue. I have no clue. Is today the day we start to see it? I don't know. We'll have to see how the daily candles close. But for right now, I think I have to still trade bullish. I still want to be in the bullish direction until I'm not. But the level that I'm going to use, at least for the SPY, is I'm going to look at 589. See if we can actually hold that level, use that as some type of support, stay above it, be bullish. To the downside, I think it gets a little bit trickier. I got support down to like 498.01. So that's a little bit of a drop. Again, it's not like, okay, we've hit recession because we got one red candle. I know many of you guys thought there was a recession on this day right here. That was a tough one to get through. But so these pullbacks, it all comes down to, is it going to be a big pullback or is it going to be a small 1 day inside candle type thing? I'm not sure, but the bigger support here is 498. If we start to lose that, we start to get a little scarier. But even retracing half of yesterday and then getting some kind of a balance, there's just no real levels in there for us to really play off of. Maybe even looking for like this 498.82 is the open on Friday. But let's see. Right now, we're still above that VPOC, so I still want to remain bullish. And if we start to lose it, maybe we start to flip a little bit intraday bearish at least. Qs. The Qs. A little bit more of a red flag on the Qs. Not much, but a tad. So I have my support resistance sitting somewhere around 437.22, still well in the upper closing range of yesterday. We're only down 5 cents, but the 5 cents makes a difference because that 5 cents does take us below yesterday's VPOC on my chart. So I'm looking at that as a little resistance. Can we and do we have the ability to break through it? Yeah, we obviously have crazy bullish momentum. That being said, we are below it, the target or at least support to the downside, 432.84. Even though everything on this chart looks bullish, we actually do have pretty good risk reward to the downside as long as we don't start breaking out of that VPOC and even throwing stops at like 437.94. we do technically have some good risk reward to the bear side. I don't know if we're able to fight that bullish momentum though. So we'll watch that one. We'll see where this one actually wants to open. Now we're actually with 2 cents higher than the close, but still right below that VPOC. So I definitely want to watch that a little bit closer to the open too, just to see where we could get a better range, and then how this market wants to hold up after that bell rings in. What do we got? 23 minutes. TLT still right in that support zone. So we've been chopping here for a couple of weeks. We kind of came right back into it. We're still holding it, which is good. We're not really progressing higher. We're just hanging out there, so nothing too crazy. So Disney come in. If you guys got tickers, let me know. I'll be happy to pull those up as well. We got Disney. Hmm. From a long-term perspective, and I have shares of Disney. But even when they came out with the earnings, which was pretty good, they had a lot of good positivity, good forecasts. Uh, pretty good, pretty good buying. What was the game they were buying? They slimmer bundle, which I think long term probably hurts Disney, but for at least the beginning part, they got some good things. I was like, okay, that's positive. But for the long term basis, I said if this thing comes back down and we start retesting, that's probably where I'd be adding for the long term. So I have that in my head. We definitely have a wide open gap right here. We are gapping down from Friday, so far different than. I mean, it's not much different than the SPY and Qs. It's kind of just playing along with it. Um, what I would say is I'd have to watch this opening spot because we are essentially back to where we opened on Thursday. So where we got up to right after those earnings came out, the first day after that, we're right back into that zone. So this is a good spot, I think, for bulls to try to hang on to this level. If they lose it, we do have a decent amount of room to the downside. This is also technically, even though it's inside candle, we do have a retest from here. So I would expect maybe a little bounce first, and then if we're going to come down and start to break that gap, that's probably what happens. So I think the bulls put up some kind of fight here in the morning. We retest this. Anybody who was short getting in there, probably a decent spot to just get out, lock in some gains. And then that takes my resistance or spot, at least where I would prefer to short this, would be, I think, closer to this 108.32, maybe slightly lower. 108.30, somewhere in that zone. So see if we get a bounce first, and then the second attempt break it down. Otherwise, at open, I don't think I have to play this one immediately. So if this thing wants to break down this opening price, that becomes, I think, a support resistance. I think we break down now. I don't mind trying to get in there. So let it break first. Not sure if that's how far it goes or whatever, but you get the point. So if this thing breaks down, then on that retest, kind of play that opening price. Otherwise, I would let the bulls try to defend that spot first, and then let them lose it on the second time if we want to try to short that thing. But definitely want to watch. Keep it on the list. We'll throw it up a little bit higher. Again, out of the gate, I don't think we have to jump on that one. We got Lowe's, LOW. Where's my boy Rock at? Uh, nice gap. I'm a little concerned about the resistance up here. We're gapping into a. Oh, there's Rock. I saw you texted me this morning, but I didn't even get a chance to look. I was trying to handle some other things. Lowe's. This is my it is a good gap. I would be very concerned about this volume zone that we're opening right into, and I'd probably almost look to play this as a fade until we start to break out of. If we start to break 226.09, 226.10, something like that, you still got these tweezer tops up here, so that's going to limit and add probably a little extra resistance. It's not, I wouldn't say the real resistance on it, but we did get rejected pretty hard there twice. So we'll have to see. I wouldn't mind actually looking for a fade on this one. This is also a retest gap from Friday, albeit that is inside day. But even that last 2 days were essentially inside of that green candle. I think this one plays more like a fade today. Wouldn't mind trying to short that at open and then for a quick gain, and then probably see if the Bulls have a second win of taking that one higher a little bit later today. Lowe's, ENPH and phase. That one I like a lot. I like it a lot. Still inside day from Friday, so I have to be cautious of that. Otherwise, down into this VPOC. So if we get a little bit of a pullback at open, look for support around essentially the close of Friday, somewhere around 122.65. This one has a lot of room on it. I do see one more resistance from back on December 15th. If we could start to clear that, there's not a lot to hold us back on this trade up to like 133. So plenty of room on this thing. But see if we get an initial pullback. This would also be a good candidate for that high wave out of the gate. Give me some kind of indecision candle. I think would look fantastic. Especially if the bottom of that runs right into this 122.65. So I'm down with this one for sure. Plenty of range on it. All right, we got some other ones in YouTube land. We got Team. I don't even know this company. You finding new gems out there. I like it. All right. This one's not bad either. A few things would make me a little iffy on it. So one, we are inside day. What I do like is we have, I mean, if we could get it really some momentum going, we have a huge gap fill at 254. I mean, I don't think we hit that today. I'd have to be looking for maybe my stretch target to like this 229.99 zone, 230 even, something like that. If we get there, that's a lot of room on it. There's a couple things we are into this kind of resist or support resistance zone. Right where we're opening, we still got to break through that. That's 220. Plus, if we were to kind of do a reverse fib of where this started, this is obviously a major gap down, right? Obviously, we're trapping a lot of bulls. Probably some people still want to get out with as little loss as possible, I would assume. So if we were to reverse this fib from the open here into the lows, I think that puts us right around that 618. So we're right above the 50. We have that 618 to go, 221.82. So anybody trying to short this one or even try to get out for less of a loss probably would do that around this zone. And I think at least for today, that gives us a little resistance. And this could be setting up as potential future S curve. So we'll see how this one wants to play out. But if we come down, we're just kind of dead cat bouncing a little bit, hang out there for a couple days, give me one more roll. And then trying to go along there would make some sense, or seeing if we're trying to get maybe one new lower low. But I think this sell off with that volume on earnings looks, I mean, I didn't even click the earnings, but it looks positive. So I would be cautious on a day trade for that, just kind of see what happens. But I think this volume, that candle still really at play. And I think if you are bearish in this thing, most of your stops are probably going to be sitting right above that candle at this point, because then you obviously have that gap fill, and we're getting above support. It looks a little stronger at that point. We got Team, we got Apple, we got Baidu. AS company from Australia that developed JIRA. Yeah. I'm just going off of the and I've used JIRA before. It's okay. I like it. I see the value in it, but yeah, just with the chart, just with the sentiment. And by the way, as a long-term perspective, a big company like that, you know what they do. They make money. Their earnings look decent. I wouldn't mind. That might not be one to consider for the long term, but I would have to wait a little. All right, we got Apple. AAPL. Hasn't really, I mean, it's at least had some decent ranges throughout the day. This is 190 to 187. So $2 on Apple is not bad. We could make some trades work. but we're just in this congested zone. Not much going crazy. Again, this could technically still be we from this capitulation day. We haven't really had a pullback, so all of this we could probably reverse fib this one too. It looks like it probably ran right into the 618 from this move down to the lows. Yep. So right around there, the 618 is what we're battling. So it's a good spot for shorts to be interested, a good spot for longs to be interested, and that's going to cause that sideways chop. We probably continue to get sideways chop today, I would assume. But I'd wait for a breakout day. Either one. If you want to go long on this one for more of a swing trade, I think getting anywhere above this candle would be decent. Stops down here somewhere, and then vice versa if you want to go short Apple because nobody uses iPhones anymore. I'm pretty positive of that fact. Don't quote me on that, but I'd probably go then short here and then almost stop up here. I don't even know what I'm trying to draw there, but you get the point. And let this thing just chop sideways. Day trade wise, I don't have real edge either way, bullish bearish, for today at least. Unless a Q, a SPY, but even Apple with even Apple with compared to like Nvidia, AMD, like it's a little bit of a lagger this year so far. Baidu, I think they just got a good investment from who was it? Was it I think they got a pretty good investment from someone. Just saw that one come in. I don't know the firm. I don't know if it was JP Morgan. One of those guys. One of those big dogs. We'll see. This one is just kind of hitting some kind of support, probably a retest. I think everyone's still a little iffy on everything China. That is a good bullish engulfing candle, essentially. Nice little gap up. Great close on this thing. Probably some bulls profitable. We are at resistance. I don't mind it long, but I'd probably wait for a pullback into 105.41. Gives you about $1.80 to the downside. So I don't know if I'd go short on this one at open. I don't think there's enough room on it. But if this one does fade down, I would be looking for. And you got some moving averages coming to give it some additional pressure. Maybe not a bad spot to look for a swing trade though if this thing does come down. So good spot to day trade it. Probably buy it long around or look to buy it long around 105.31 for day trade, but also on a swing trade basis, having to stop at 102.02 and then see if we get this higher low, this double bottom here, see if we get that break to kind of push on out of there. But we'll have to see. Otherwise, yeah, see if it was this one at least could pull back a little bit before going long. I got Rivian Fang. I got Baba. Let's look at Baba, then we'll take a look at Luna. Baba, since similar to probably what Baidu's doing. Yep. So very similar to this. Still inside of Thursday's candle. We're gapping it outside of Friday. This should be a retest. Again, maybe not a bad spot to look long. This one's kind of in no man's land. I kind of like Baidu better than Baba for day trade today. Resistance probably around 72.42. If we could start to break out of that, then we have some range 73.68. It's only going to give you about $1 from here. So probably not a huge range on that one as well. LUNR. It is so close to that $5 mark that that might be my leading case to hate it. Otherwise, I'm looking for maybe target at like 682, 684, something like that. I think we could get there. Again, pretty good breakout day. I like the fact that we're above that 200. I think if we get some kind of a pullback, this is a retest, lots of volume on this thing. See if we get a pullback, and this is why I said I don't like the natural price of it, because if I have to wait for a pullback, right, for me at least, I'm trying not to trade anything that's $5 and under because technically a penny stock. And if this one fades all the way back down, I I don't know the short float on this thing. If the short float is high, I don't want to. I don't want to play that short. If it's not that high, shorting from 593 into this $5 range, 499, probably a decent play. You can make a lot of money on that. But high short float, I'd see if this thing wants to pull back, wait down here for a little bit, and or at least retest that 200, and then see if it could go. But otherwise, pretty good breakout. See if we get after this big massive day, all bullishness. See if we get a little pullback first, and hopefully still stays above that $5 range. All right, we got Rivian, we got Fang. It's got a lot of room to the upside on Lunar, but pullback first, I think, would give us at least a better setup. Rivian. Yeah, don't they have earnings coming out soon? They do. Rivian does. Strong gap down. Earnings are coming out on the 21st, so we got a little bit of time for that. We are opening below 3 different VPOCs, back below moving averages. Targets for this one might be a little tough. It is a gap and go. I would not want to play this thing bullish. Now the question is, do I want to play it bearish? I could see us getting stuck around like 1584. If that's where we get stuck, I don't think I could take that trade. 1576 would be the next one. I still don't think I could take that trade unless I'm going aggressive. Probably throwing stops at like 1607, maybe. If we could get down to this 1549, I think that's where I'd have to be under the belief that we could get down there. That's going to be our really, really strong support. And then I think I can make that trade work. So let's see how this one opens. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think I'd want to go long on Rivian today. Not if I want to go long on Rivian because I like it, I have to wait till 1549, 1548, somewhere around that zone to give it an attempt. Even for a swing trade, we do have a little double bottom. This is kind of the retest, closing this gap. I don't like where we're opening just under all those VPOCs. It's a lot of volume we got to re-break out of now. Fang. I see a couple for Nvidia coming in. Bang looks good. She looked good. Probably definitely going to be in my top favorite gaps. Let's add this to the list. I got one spot that could hold us back. Otherwise, we could make some decent money bullish on this one. We got some movement in some energy stocks today. I don't know how spready this is, but that's a good gap and go. We're also clearing a pivot. This is where I think we might run into a little trouble. 158.02. If we could break that, I'm looking for like 159.34. I'd say a really good target would be 160.11 for a little bit of a stretch, and then the real stretch would be probably the high of this. But taking out all that beautiful double bottom, good bounce off that 200. Would love to see a little pullback first. Give myself a little better risk to reward. 156.77. Not sure if we get that, but I would prefer to see it. And yeah, this one looks relatively decent. So Enphase and Fang, again, the two energy stocks. We'll see. We got MU. I got 5 minutes. Let's see how many I could cover. Let's see if I could go lightning round. MU, you're kind of playing off of this candle. Wave count, that looks like a 3, 4, maybe this is 5. See if we get a little pullback on this one to like 85.41. So come down slightly a little bit more if you're going bullish. Otherwise, not a huge edge one way or the other. I'm just kind of looking at it like, well, we had a good uptrend. We kind of pulled back. We've been bullish on MU. So see if we get some follow through on that. It's probably at least the direction I'd want to say. Apple is going to sell to boost mobile customers. Their chart looks like they don't care though. The chart looks pretty indifferent so far. Short float is 11.29. Yeah, I'm not going to go short on that one then. Let's see. Let's take a look at Nvidia, and then we got XAU. That's the Australian versus US. Mm, Still gapping up higher because the day is about to open. That's why. That's the only reason. But see again, see if you get a little pullback. Look for support on this one. 171902. Again, very far extended. Just been moving absolute beast mode. Anybody trying to ever go short Nvidia gets their face burned off. So I would just go with the flow, try to stick bullish until we get something that tells us we might not do that anymore. But it is a retest gap into, again, all-time highs, I believe. Yeah, all-time highs. So I would still remain bullish. Don't want to short the beast. And see if we get any pullback into roughly the 719 zone. What I got 3 more minutes left. Let's see if I can get to this USD. Looks like it's breaking down significantly. Looking for targets probably to 2012.05. And then past that, I got another moving average, and I also got another V pocket 2001. So that would be probably my final target on it. Otherwise, we are making. It looks like we are making double tops with lower highs, and we got to see if we can make that next new kind of lower low. We haven't really done that yet, but I looks like we have a little bit more momentum to the downside on that one. You like Baidu over Baba as well? Yep, me too. Lulu, LULU. The yoga pants. Again, just a little bit inside. I think for most of these things, energy stocks seem to be the most interesting, most aggressive out of the gate. If we're going to play something, believe it or not, ALB might be on that list. But Lulu looks like still kind of inside day from Thursday. This does show us that there's a little bit of bullish momentum. I probably wouldn't mind bullish, but again, targets, a stretch target on this one would take me to about 481.95. There could be some room on that one. Again, give me a little pullback first. And then I'd be interested in maybe taking some kind of breakout somewhere. What do I got? Like 1 minute? All right, let's check out Tesla since nobody wants Tesla anymore. What a time. What a time. Small little gap down. I got resistance on Tesla. I love that close, by the way, on Friday. That was a really good close. Next spot for me on Tesla is probably about 195.16. However, small little gap down. We're going to have to get through Friday's VPOC. Plus, we're also a little bit below this one. So, see if we get a little bit more of a pullback on this one first as well. Maybe until like this 190.77. See if that could hold, and then see if we go along from that point. What do I got? What do I got? I got 7 seconds. Everybody out in YouTube land, make sure if you guys have not already, hit that like and subscribe button. You guys are absolutely incredible. And I'll catch you guys. Baloney's in tomorrow. Catch you guys on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys.